Hi all. In this session, we'll try to understand what is AWS Secrets Manager or the management thing. So, by the word, we can recognize something. We're going to manage some secret things. So, how do we manage anything that is related to secrets, but that is not exposing things to the other persons for more security reasons and all? So, probably the secret when it comes to our mind is all about the credentials, right? So we'll go and try to understand what exactly these secret managers and how do we use it and why do we require everything. Okay. So initially we'll go with try to understand what is secret manager, then why the AWS secret manager is used and how does it use, when should we go with the secret manager. Okay. So what is AWS Secret Manager? So, AWS Secret Manager is a managed service that helps to securely store, retrieve, and rotate secrets such as database credentials, API keys, or tokens, or other sensitive configuration data. So, here the AWS provides some service that is it's been managed by the AWS, that is it's take care of encrypting the data whatever we provide. So what kind of data we can store here, whether it is login credentials, even to store and retrieve whenever there is a call has happened, and rotate secrets such as database credentials, API keys, and auth tokens and other sensitive configuration data. So rotate secrets like auth keys or the GitHub token, Docker tokens like things. So the tokens things are quite oftenly get expired and we need to update whenever we try to log in, right? So to rotate all those credentials, even we can go with AWS Secret Manager like things. So it's provide a centralized and automated way to handle secrets, ensuring they remain encrypted and easily accessible for applications. So fine. So since it's a managed service, they ensure the whatever the things we will trying to store there are encrypted and easy accessible for application. Why the secret managers? So to store the secure things, that is secrets are encrypted using the AWS key management service, ensuring they are protected. And automated rotation. So secret managers can automatically rotate secretly like database credentials, minimizing the security risk. So if you update any data, so that will get updated like things. So next is access control. So even we can go with the IAM roles by providing the access. Okay, so you can define fine grained permissions to restrict that is restricts access to secret. We can restrict who can access and who cannot. Next is audit logging. Actions on secrets are logged in AWS Cloud Trail, providing the security and complete trial. So that is who have access to what credentials, everything we can keep track of that. So even in case of bleach, we can easily make out. So next is integration. So since it's AWS managed one, we can integrate with other AWS services too. So we just understand what exactly the secret manager is and why should we go with it, and we'll see how does exactly work. Store secrets. So secrets, that is your database credentials, are created and stored in the secret manager. Secrets are encrypted using the custom managed key, or we can go with AWS managed key also. Next is accessing secret. So when it comes to custom KMS, that is key management system, so that is the that we use it for encryption and decryption of your data. So where you can have the custom KMS key or the AWS managed. So if we are going with custom, it will be chargeable. If we are going with AWS managed key, so there won't be any much charges. Next is accessing secrets. Anymore, we have stored the secret and we need to access it, right? So applications retrieve secrets via AWS SDK or CLI or by doing the API calls. Secrets are decrypted automatically during the retrieval. Ensure they are transmitted securely. Next is secret rotations. So secret managers uses Lambda function to automatically rotate secrets. For example, it can update database password and update the secret reference in secret manager. So for that we need to integrate with Lambda function. So we need to write the Lambda function to rotate the secret thing. So if your token is expired and you need to retrieve the token, so for that we need to write the Lambda function and we need to make an API call to retrieve that. Okay. So permissions and policies. So we can just control by using IAM policies control which users or services can access and modify the secrets. So when should we use? So when we are going with storing the sensitive data, use secret managers when managing the credentials, keys, tokens that need to be secure storage. Next is automated rotations. Idle when credentials required frequent and automated updates like dynamic environment. So when it comes to login credentials, so the token keeps get expired and we need to get that token to be updated in the backend for seamless usage, right? For that also we will be going with it. Next is compliance. For system needing centralized logging and monitoring of secret usage to meet compliance requirement. Next is obviously we can go with the integration with other services too. So how we come across the usage as well as working of secret manager. Likewise, we do have the another thing is system manager. So here also in one part of it we go and store the credentials here also. But how we'll go and try to understand. Okay, so now we'll understand what is system manager. So we know that secret manager or the secret management is to store any of your sensitive data. But here what we'll go and try to see. So the system manager is suits of tools designed to help managing and operates infrastructure at scale on AWS. That is, it provides features for automating operational tasks, maintaining system health, and ensuring security across AWS resources as on-premises system. So what they are trying to that is trying to convey is all about maintaining the infrastructure is very much necessary, right? So if someone gain an access to that account and if they are trying to like if your infrastructure is not yet being secured, so anybody can having the IAM thing, so they can go and deploy the things and they can upgrade and they can scale up and scale out the infrastructure, so which might cause an inaccessible for the end users when it is being scale out when there is a huge traffic. So in that case we can just secure our infrastructure code also by providing the encryption, that is maintaining the KMS keys. So by providing KMS key only it should be able to manage the resources on that case. So it provides the feature of automating the operational task and maintaining the system health along with the security. So why the AWS system manager is used? So why it is used? So that is unified resource management, that is manages AWS as on-premises resources from the single interface. So from AWS interface only we can able to manage all the systems things and automating things. So tasks like patching, configuration updates, and compliance. Yes. Okay, next is monitoring and troubleshooting things. So we will be collecting the operational data and securely access systems for troubleshooting things. So we go and collect the data from the CloudWatch and we'll try to analyze it and we'll do the troubleshooting things. Next is parameters too. So here it is comes. So we going to store and manage the configuration data such as environmental variable and the secret like things also. Here also we can go with it. So this we should know when should we use what. So for that purpose I'm just trying to explain you people. And so next is run command, that is execute shell commands or scripts that manages instance without SSH key. So that is keyless authentication thing. So next is patch management and compliance enforcement. So we'll try to understand when should we use what, and we'll just make out the differences. So system manager as well as secret manager. So manages infrastructure and operational tasks. So it is completely related to your hardware things and as well as operational. So when it comes to secret manager, storing, retrieving, and rotating of your sensitive data. Okay, next is includes parameter store for storing configuration data but lacks advanced feature. So whatever the advanced feature we have lack in the parameter stores that we exist in the secret manager. So next is integration. So board scopes, that is patch management. Patch is nothing but the security updates things, automation, inventory thing. Narrow focus on secret as well as sensitive data only. So the IAM permissions are quite similar, and rotation support. So no built-in rotation for parameter store. So we need to go and update the value manually. But here, with the help of Lambda, we can go with it. So next is encryptions. So encrypt using AWS KMS key, that is via parameter 3, that is parameter stores, and directly we will be going with AWS KMS key by default in secret manager. So next is use case, we have already understood, that is infrastructure management and all things. And here the credential for API key is managing integrations with application too. Okay. So this is the just quite differences between the system manager as well as secret manager. So the secret is completely into storing your sensitive informations and trying to access as well as auto rotation. So when it comes to system manager, so here we primarily focus on infrastructure. So we required to provide some credentials for maintaining the infrastructure and operational tasks. For that case, we will be going with it, and we do can provide the parameters here also. So this can be used while you are setting the orchestration, that is the CI/CD process. In that case, we can go and have that. So by storing the Git credentials as well as the Docker hub. So now we'll go and try to understand by looking into the practical things. Okay, how we can store the data and all. Fine. Fine. Now we'll go and try to create some that is the login credential, and we'll try to update the token values, and we'll see how exactly it is going to work. So just to log on to your AWS management console and try to type here secret manage. So since I have not created priorly anything, so I left with default one. So there will be 30 days free tire applicable for this one. So when it is going to activate, whether the day one of your account registration or how. So the free tire will applicable only when you start storing the credentials or the informations things. Okay, so from that day, it will start from the day of starting this service. It will start counting from that day. Plus 30 day will be added to that. Okay, so post that you will be charged for this. So that is per month per secret. They're going to charge $0.40 along with that $0.05 for API calls. Why do we require API calls? To retrieve your login credentials, or it could be your sensitive information, updating it, modification sheet, or to rotate your token like that. Okay, so for that, for every 10,000 API calls, you will be charged this much. Okay, now we'll go and try to create the secret. Okay, so by default they have provided the types, secret types. So whether you are going to store your that is RDS login credentials, that is your database credentials, or credentials for Amazon Redshift for data warehouse, that is for analyzing the data. So the data should be kept confidential, right? For any kind of analysis or anything. So to secure, we cannot share credential with all the people. So on that case, we can store it here and we can link there. Okay, another one is if you have any other databases, you can go and provide here. Fine. Or else the other types, that is API key, auth, token, and other kinds of things. So you can just provide the values here. Okay. So how the value could be like things. So we'll go with as of now token. Okay, so what exactly the token is all about? Assume that you have the AWS or the Gmail account or Instagram or Facebook, any social media kind of accounts. Okay, so they have maintained the token system. Okay, so why the token system is necessary? So to ensure that your applications or your data will remain confidential and having the more security. So how they can provide? So you might people have come across many applications, so you keep your application logged in today, and if you try to access that application again, it will prompt you for password. So why it is prompt you for password? So they have set the session for 6 to 8 hours. Post that, automatically your application or your account will be logged out. Okay, so that again you need to provide the login credentials and authorize that you are the authenticated person to access that data. So even the Google account will have the token system, but we won't be able to see backgroundly. Okay, so once you keep it login, automatically every certain hours it keep updating the token. How it will going to update the token and how it will pass the your login credential and all, we'll go and try to see. So I won't be doing any much advanced things here, or just I mentioned right how exactly that process will move on. I will go and show you people. Okay, so now we'll take username, we'll make it as demo, and we'll make password. So whenever you signed up, automatically your secret will come and create here. So for that, we have to configure the, that is serverless, that is API functions. Okay, next is token. So by default, there will be no token associated to it. Okay. So once you logged in, automatically the token will be generated. So either you can provide with key value pair directly, or else if you are comfortable with the JSON format, you can just go and provide the thing here also. That is username, demo, password, thing like this. Okay, so how many values you want, you can just go with it. So by default, I would recommend you people to go with Amazon managed key, that is AWS managed KMS key, because you won't be charging any amount for it. If you are going with the custom key, you will be charged for that. Okay, so why we require this KMS key? To encrypt the information. So thus the intruder or the third person who is not authorized to access this data are not able to view the things. Okay, so this is the first thing. We will be just choosing the type of secret and the what is the secret we are trying to store here, and the algorithm, what algorithm we will be using to encrypt our data in this session. Okay, so next window will give us the name and description of your secret or the credential. So what kind of credential you are providing, just provide the email. Okay, next. So just give conventionally. Okay, so next is resource permission. So it's by default the policy will be created. So if you require to grant additional permissions, you can go with here. Or else if you want to replicate the same secret in different region, on that case you can go with the replicate secret, that is create read only replicas of your secret in other regions. So replica secret incurs a charges. That is, even though if you create another replica in different region, as of now I'm using the Stockholm, and if I want to create in different region, so there will be charges will be incurred. Okay. So here we have, as it is a free tier, we have very minimal access of regions. Okay. So as of now, I don't want any replicas to be created, and we'll go next. So here we have something called configuration tab, and here they have asked us to opt whether the configuration automatic rotation. So that is, if you want your token to be periodically updated, how we want and all. So we have schedule expression builder. That is, here we have the units, how oftenly your token should be updated like things. So here they have provided every 24 23 hours. Okay. And window duration means how long your application should be active if it is open in any window. So if assume that this window is being opened as of now, and if I type here an hour, so automatically the post 1 hour the window will be closed automatically. That is the window duration. That is nothing but it will log out automatically, it will log out from the account even though if you are working. Okay. So rotate immediately when the secret is stored. So the next rotation will begin on your schedule. That is, here we have provided the right. That is, so if you don't want to go with the simple one, if you are comfortable with chronic expressions, you can just go and provide the value in this kind also, such as that is a b c d e f, or the type the expression such as rate 10 days, like that. Okay. So as of now, we have not created any Lambda function. So we required some agent to update the token, right? So or else the human or the user should keep go and log in to that application, then only the token will be generated. So for that, it will take some time. It will the token needs to be generated and it will get updated. Sometimes if the server is down, so it will be quite harder thing. And if they allow, that is the organization allow user to update their token, so there will be chance of misusing the backend thing, so there will be lack of security for that application. So for that purpose, what they do, they go with automatic rotation. So where user did not want their backend process to be known by the end user, so on that case we required some agent to handle this, right? For whatever the token has to be taken from the login and they need to be updated in the secret value, then only we can able to access the application. So for to do all those work, we required some agent to be there. So that agent will be running on the Lambda function or the serverless thing, that is the Lambda. So why they are going here with Lambda? So not all the users keep going and try to access the application all the day or all the time. So some based on their requirement, someone will go more often, like 3 weeks a day, like that. Some people will go and access the things daily. So to avoid more resource, that is standard resource utilization that incurs the charges for the organization. To optimize the charges, they go with the Lambda function. So the Lambda function will completely depend on how the things as it go. Like whenever there is a request appear, only for that duration, the process duration of that request, they will going to charge the amount. So rest, if the if there is no request occur. So obviously there won't be any charges. If we are going with EC2 instance for setting up the agent, in that case the EC2 instance will keep running. We cannot expect when the request will arise or not. So that the working duration of the EC2 will be charged. So that will incur the more charges. That's the reason why they have going with Lambda function. Okay, so since we have not created any Lambda function as of now, we'll keep this as default, that is deselect the thing. So just review the configuration. If you require any modifications, you can just go back with and try to modify it. Okay, so here we have the sample code to access your login credentials or the secret data. Okay, so we all know that the Python library will be going with boto 3 to interact with your AWS thing. So from boto 3 core, that is they have gone with exception and secret things they have provided, that is name of your secret is email. Okay, and that is they are maintaining the session and the clients things, and they need to update the credential whatever we have inside the things, that is get secret value response. Okay, so you can just make out here, as we don't have any secret value here, so just by running these things we can able to access the secret value whatever we have inside the things. Okay, so now we'll go and store the secret value. So now the email secret value has been created. So here we have, so if you want to retrieve the value as a root, you can just go and type the retrieve secret value here. Okay, so here is the secret value. So if you want, as of now there won't, that is there is no any token has been generated. Okay, and the rotation we have disabled it, and later we can go and enable it and link it post creation of the lambda function. Okay, so now we'll go and try to create the lambda function here. So just come back to your AWS console and type lambda. We'll create a lambda function. So from scratch, if you have any predefined blueprint, you can go with it, or if you have that code or the application in the Docker containers or the container image based, you can go with here. Or if you have a serverless app repository, then from there also you can import the things. So as of now, we'll go with the scratch and we'll try to type secret, and I will be going with the environment of Python. Okay, so we'll keep thing as it is and we'll create the function. So for this we need to have the code. Don't worry if you don't have knowledge on creating the code, but you should be having more communication skills so that you can able to get the code. So you people might be thinking like how communication is relating to code. So if you know how to express your problem statement, then it will be more easier to get the code. Okay, so now I have things ready here. Just go. So fine, so here is the code. Okay, and that is the lambda handler event things, and here is the token. You can go with the length of the token as you wish. Okay, so here is the things that is creating, and in the name of secret id we need to provide the secret name. That is, here we created the name of the secret, right? We have given the email as the name for this secret thing. Okay, so that needs to be provided, and here also you need to provide the value. Fine. And here what you are trying to update, that should be given here. So here I want to update the token. Fine. So we'll retrieve the things and we'll confirm the value. That is the key token. Okay. So I need to update the token. Okay. So this is all the code is. And if you are using the Amazon Q, that is the AI thing, so it will help you with the code also in that case. Now we'll save the code. Okay. And we'll try to create the test. Thing is created. We'll go and deploy the code now. Okay, now the deployment is also success. Now, as of now, we have just created the Lambda function and we have provided the problem statement. What has to be done? Okay, still we have not provided any permissions to speak with secret manager. Okay, see. So client error. Why an error occurred due to access denied exception. So when calling the get secret value operation, this is the error and is not authorized to perform the call. Why? We have not provided any permission to it. So for that we just come back here and go to roles and just provide the secret manager permissions. So on that case, the Lambda will have the permission to speak with secret manager. So there also you can go with inline one. That is what exactly the permission you wanted to provide, or else you can just go and directly attach the policy. So here it is. So these are all the permissions by default they are provided. Okay. So if you don't want to give all these permissions, you can just go with custom and provide what exactly the required permissions are. So now we are done with providing the permissions. Okay. Now we'll again go and try to run the test case, whether it is successful or not. We'll try to see. Okay, fine. So now the thing is successful. Okay, now we'll try to go and rotate the, that is, now we need to embed the agent to the secret manager. Okay, so why it is required to embed the agent? Now let me explain. So we'll go with our, and every 8 hours token should be updated, and window duration we can provide the same 8 hours only. Post 8 hours automatically the thing should be logged out. Okay, so here I will be selecting the function, lambda function. Okay, so fail to rotate the secret email. So secret cannot be in, so make sure the function permission policy grant access to principal secret manager. So what exactly it is trying to say is, so anyhow you have the, we have granted the permission to lambda to speak with secret manager, but we have not granted any permission to secret manager to communicate with the lambda function. So why it is required secret manager to communicate with the lambda function? Because there we have set the duration, right? Here every 8 hours the thing should be often, so the timer will be running in the background, and once after the 8 hours is done, so it, that is the secret manager needs to invoke the lambda function saying that the desired 8 hours has been completed, kindly regenerate the token, that is update the latest token, saying that. So for that we required to have permission to be provided. That is where you can go and provide the permission. Just come back to lambda, go to configuration, and just scroll. So resource based policy statement is right there. So just come here, add permissions. So select here as secret manager. Okay, just provide the statement ID what you wanted to give. Access and what kind of function we are trying to do. We are invoking the function. So invoking means calling the functions, right? So when we are invoking the function post 8 hours, right? So that is what we have selected. So lambda invoke function. So we'll save this. Okay, now we'll try to create here. See, so automatically the rotation configuration has been done. Okay, now look here. So automatically the token have been generated. So it is starting from BR15 something. Okay, now we'll go and try to. Okay, yes. Now we'll go and try to rotate the value again. See here. So initially it was starting from BR15 something. Now it is starting from 5RDC. So that is the random thing will be generated and updated automatically. So from here we need to set up another API thing to access the value. Okay, so how we can able to access, here is the code for it. So or else you can just go with or if you have existing thing you can just add these couple of statement to your code so that the automatic login will be done. So this is how the secret manager works. That is, we try to keep the, that is the confidential or the minute credential data or the secret data here, and we'll try to update and try to retrieve the data from here itself, so that the end user being me, I cannot able to access what exactly is happening in the background while trying to log into AWS or Gmail or whatever the application. Okay, so this is how the things exactly work, and always ensure to provide the permissions as well as role based policy things. Okay, and once after done with your demo, I request you people to go and delete the resources. So here is the option called delete secret, and here they have, that is they have maintained the retention policy for waiting period of minimum waiting period of 7 days and maximum is 30 days, because some people, that is, since it's a secret manager, we will be storing the confidential data, and unknowingly someone has hit the delete button, so post deletion we cannot able to retrieve the any data. For that purpose they have made the policy like minimum of 7 days to be kept. So during 7 days, if you want data to be backup or you want secret to be restored, you can just go and select the restore button or the cancel deletion. So automatically the things will be like this. So till 7 days you can able to see this cancel deletion option. So post that automatically the deletion will be happen. Okay, so now we are done with the secret manager deletion thing. See here, description deleted on. So here is, we have deleted the things here. Okay, fine, and now we are done with deleting the secret thing, and we need to delete the lambda function too. So whatever the resource or the services you have created for this demo, kindly delete all those things. Okay, so that you can minimize the cost, unnecessary costing. So thank you for watching this. If you have any queries, please drop the comments and we'll get back to you. Thank you.